Hey, everybody. This is your girl, CT Connects. How are you? This is your girl, CT Connects. Yes, yes, yes. And in the room with me is who are you, sir?
My name is Elliot Nicholson, aka EB Cooking.
EB Cooking. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So, y'all, thank you so much for joining us in on tonight show. Our show tonight, we have Marc Shyst, who will be joining us. He'll be coming in the room with us, and we have Elliot, and we're going to be talking about the movie 17 Days, domestic violence. We're going to talk about all of this stuff that's going on today. We're going to talk about it all. I know y'all been watching the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation, and I mean, there's so much going on with that. So we're going to touch on some of that tonight. Hear y'all's opinions. So I wanted to make sure that we made sure to let you know that the movie is coming out August 9th. It'll be streaming everywhere August 9th, 2022. The soundtrack will be coming out on June 17th. Now, the soundtrack, Elliot, I got to tell you all about it. You already know. I don't have to tell you
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it. You already know.
yeah, no,
So
for
the
real.
soundtrack is fire. It is lit. It is crazy. It is stupid. Okay? It's stupid. So I want y'all to understand that it is something that you want to cop, you want to go download it. We have five mics up there. We have Sheree up there. She actually did the background music, background song, Elliot, um, for the movie. It's not Chicago. It may be ATL. ATL. The
Okay,
series
okay.
ATL. So she's the person singing the hook on that actual like intro music for that series. So we have some hot tamales up there, y'all. Y'all definitely want to check that out. We got Omar Gooding. He got a song. He go by Big O up there. So absolutely. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that we are coming for y'all. We want to share all these goody goody gumdrops with y'all. And I don't know where Mark is, but Elliot, guess what? We're gonna rock this thing until he come up here. So
Yes, indeed.
I know that a lot of you have been following the movie and the momentum of it, and we are moving fast. We started shooting this movie, Elliot, woo, like last year, March, April.
Mhm.
And I had no idea because I just finished speaking with a gentleman who shot a movie even 9 years ago,
Yeah,
and still like putting it out and everything. So I really didn't realize how much work, it took. And so I feel really blessed that we were
yeah,
able to shoot our movie, get distribution, get this soundtrack going, and then have such greats connected with it. And so I just wanted to encourage all of you who have experienced domestic violence or anybody in your family that may have been hurt or harmed by someone who should have loved you, instead of harmed you. I just want to leave a message that we all have gone through things. You're not by yourself, you're not alone. And you want to make sure that you're talking to people. You want to make sure that you're reaching out. You can find one person. You can't find a lot. I'm telling you, don't go telling your business to everybody. But am I telling the truth?
you ain't lying, especially these days, man.
I ain't
That's a big
lying.
no-no.
No lies found. But find you a confidant. Find you someone who you can actually just be yourself, be transparent, and tell them exactly how you're feeling without worrying about, being judged or I thought you were better than that or anything like that. Make sure that you're talking to someone that you trust, someone with a game plan to help you win, in your situation, because that's what we got to do. We all got to be there together. We got to help each other. We're stronger together.
Yeah,
All that stuff going on with Will Smith. I feel, I don't want to say I feel sorry for him, Elliot. You know, I feel like, it was out of character. He's been so, positive and, just really, really up, positive, motivational. And I forgot that he smacked the guy out of the country that kissed him, not
yeah,
too long ago. Um, and he's just in the smacking mood these days, yo.
man, for real.
Like he is
He's going through a lot. You know what I mean? So that can be tough for anybody.
he's sick of it. He's
Yeah,
sick of it. I mean,
yeah,
and you do reach your point. Like me and you, Elliot, we were talking about that today.
yeah.
You
I
you reach
mean,
your point, man.
you're human beings. You're a human being. You only gonna take so much. You know what I mean? And he goes through it every day with the media and paparazzi. So that was just the straw brought the camel's back.
Exactly. Exactly. And I feel, it's like your family is there. You've been attacked so much because your family, that's your most precious entity, so for him to be so, of course, everybody's like, well, they put their business out there. They put their business out there, so it's fair game. Yeah, but then there's moral law.
Right.
You can't just sit there and judge somebody's family because they have to tell you everything public about it. I mean, yeah, you can have your own opinions, but I just think that he's been kind of slandered a lot because of their own personal choices to be in an open relationship. And let me tell y'all something, open relationships is nothing to play with. Okay. Like it is nothing to play with. When you're in an open relationship, I've actually been in one before. And at the time it worked for me because I had just come out of something serious. However, I knew what I wanted going into it. It wasn't like I'm trying to make somebody else do something that they didn't want to do. However, whatever people choose to do, that's their own business. That's their own personal, private business. I wasn't married at the time either. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like you can't look at somebody's situation. And the worst thing is when somebody's in a relationship and then they're trying to give you advice, about a relationship based on, well, yeah, me and so and so did this. Well, me and you are not them, you're not the same, So guess what, y'all? I see Mark Shyst in the building. Let me get him in the room. Elliot, we have Mark. He's here.
Hey,
What's going on?
salute,
Hey,
salute,
Mark.
Elliot. What's up,
Salute.
Sam? How you?
I am great, good baby. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Pleasure to be in the presence of you both.
It's so good seeing you. How have you been?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. No complaints at all. I'm great.
That's awesome. Well, Elliot and I were kind of waiting, and I had to get my Wi-Fi and stuff going too. But listen, let me tell you, we were just talking about relationships, and of course, the hot topic of the day. Did you see the Will Smith, Chris Rock?
I did. Yes, I did.
And what are your thoughts?
Um, I honestly at first I thought it was WWF. I really did. Because I couldn't believe. No, really, because Will is always he's always shown so much restraint and knowledge and wisdom. And the first thing I told one of my partners, I was like, if you smack somebody in this day and age, you literally can get can that's an assault. So I was like, regardless of the fact that was an assault, that if it was, he definitely could have walked away with cuffs on last night. But then as I seen him apologize, and then it could. I think for a fact it was real. I just domestic violence, and even just violence. Period. A lot of times those impulse decisions are made out of emotions that sometimes we just as people don't realize the consequence in emotions. So I just pray that Will and there's no consequence as far as what Hollywood does to him, because sometimes people can put a judgmental label on you and cast you out easy. So I just hope things work out for the best for Will and Chris Rock and Jada.
Yeah, so do I. And like you, I thought it was kind of like, I'm like, they practice this. Everybody trying to get some extra
Yeah,
ratings. But
yeah,
then the more I started, and I was talking to Elliot about this earlier, and I'm like, he was tearful after the fact. Like
yeah,
he really regretted, like you said, making that impulsive decision out of that emotion because at first he's laughing. I don't think he caught it at first. And then you see Jada kind of
yeah,
like, now that she rolls her eyes like, oh, this guy did not. Then the camera panels back to Chris, and you don't know what facial expressions or what happens between the two of them. Next thing you
Right.
know, Chris is like, "Oh, well, that was a good one." Uh-oh, here comes Will.
Yeah.
And I really
Yeah.
think he was leaning in because he thought Will was gonna say a little whisper. No, like Elliot said, we ain't talking about it no more.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Right.
that's what happened. Talking is over.
So, Mark, tell me all about your experience in the movie 17 Days. I was sharing with everybody, some of the backdrop, the backstory, how the soundtrack is coming out, and we definitely want to get more into even your music career as a rap artist as well. You just put out a new project. We'll definitely get into that. But
Yeah.
17 Days, the movie, you were Damien, the antagonist. You were, unfortunately, y'all, if you don't know Mark Shyst, and some of you may not, but he's a good guy. He is not that guy in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't live with him. I don't know him. We didn't grow up together, but let me tell y'all, he was a gentleman. So a lot
Yeah.
of times, Mark, we were talking about how sometimes you can get an overcast. So tell us about your experience in shooting the movie 17 Days.
Well, of course, I played Damon, and it's more to Damien than just him being, a woman abuser per se. Very uh, charismatic, very kind person. Very so his has two sides to him that the viewers will be able to see once they see the movie. And the reality of it is the double sides of Damien portray the reality of what most women that go through domestic violence or in abusive situations go through with their significant other. I don't, most people don't come into a situation meeting somebody that they're abusive or they're, violent at first. As things start to slowly happen. So, yeah, that part of Damien, people will get a chance to see and get a chance to understand the logistics of maybe the entrapment of domestic violence relationships. You'll get a chance to see that from Damien as well.
Absolutely. Now tell me how much mental transition did it take? Because Mark, you got them eyes, you got them, I don't, like I'm like, okay, is he smiling or he being sneaky? So
Yeah,
like you got them sleek Chinese looking eyes. So I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
how much did it take for you? Because talking to you, you're cool, you're charismatic, but then to enter into such a different world and become a whole different person, and you've been an actor, you've acted before. This isn't your first time, around the rodeo. So how
Right.
did that go for you to really kind of pull yourself in and out, and then even to go back home to your own family, to your daughter and stuff?
Um. Well, I will say that, and Cynthia, Miss CT Connect, she also, plays a beautiful, excellent role in the film. She plays a very significant part in there. You did an excellent job. I looked at the clips and you did an excellent job. But since, as you know, so playing Damien, I will say, um, my time on set, I was isolated a lot. Um, Due to the fact that playing that role, you sort of embody the outcast of someone who is a domestic abuser. So I was isolated a lot as far as you know, and not because it was bad energy or anything. It just to get into that part and to play that part. It's not you can I can easily turn it on and off, but when it's on, and then it was a lot of scenes where we had maybe female uh, women that was on set looking, or maybe, and I remember some scenes certain people had to walk off and leave, or they couldn't be actually in the room to see me do certain things, and I understood it perfectly. But it wasn't easy. I will tell you this though: the day we wrapped, we must have wrapped, I would say, maybe by 8 o'clock, 8:30. By 10 o'clock, I was on the highway, heading home. And
Wow.
I talked to Darrell, and it was a celebratory night, because we just finished, wrapped up, and everybody was like, "Yo, like, just back at the, hotel or whatever may have you." And I called the director, Darrell, and I was like, "Yo, D, I'm gone, bro." He was like, "Mark, where you going? Like, don't go nowhere. Like, get you some rest. Go to sleep for the night. Just leave him." I'm like, "D, I'm gone, bro. Like, I'm washing this guy up." Like, literally, so,
Mhm.
because I didn't, I stay in Washington, D.C., and we filmed in North Carolina. So, I drove. So you
Yeah.
talking about filming all day long. I was anticipating, just overly excited just about getting out of that. So I immediately left and washed Damien off of me.
Yeah.
And even when I washed him off me, he still he's still like, just you can't, I can't remove him. You understand what I'm saying? Literally, I just had a cousin call me an hour ago, and it's crazy that people asking me like when this movie come out, and they excited to see these actions of violence. Not that they rooting him on, but I had to tell him, like, people, their interpretation or outlook of me may change when they really see the in depth of Damien, because even it's not a clip or nothing that they can show y'all that kind of gives the outline of how severe the things got between him and his fiance in the movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I was eagerly excited to get out of that character scene, if
I
that
can see
sums
the
it all up.
struggle. Yeah, I can see, and I don't want to call it a struggle, but now that I hear you saying that, Elliot, there would be times when everybody would be over here and we're doing certain things, and you just kind of, I mean, after being on set with people for so many days, you start realizing, okay, somebody's not here, kind of thing. Not that they're supposed to be there, but everybody's kind of gathering around. And now that you're saying that, Mark, I do recall seeing you isolating yourself a lot. You were in your car a lot, kind of pulling. I think I even saw you one time reading your Bible, like just trying to stay focused and stuff. So I'm gonna tell you, I take my hat off to you, Elliot. Did you say you saw the trailer? Or you saw one of the trailers already?
Yeah, I saw a couple of them. Like I said last time, they were good. It explains a lot. You can tell where the plot is going. That's what you're looking for when you watch a trailer. Is it going to tell you, give you an idea what the movie's really going to be about? So he did a good job on that one.
Yeah. Mark, when you look at the trailer and some of the clips, do you look at it? And I know you've done this before, but do you ever look at it, especially since the character was so aggressive, and be like, dang, that's me. That's what I look like if I'm doing this.
Yeah, actually, Damien playing that role actually helped me a lot. Now, what I will say is, um I've been in a lot of, and I'm not saying this bragging, right, but I've been in a lot of bonds and friendships and relationships. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I wish I couldn't. So through life, I've definitely have never been as severe as Damien was, right? But just as a man in general, some of the things that Damien per se was doing, I could see how severe it could be, and he helped me see myself in the aspect of,
Mhm.
wow, I never want to be this person, or even with women friends that I have, the stories of maybe their exes, or as men, I don't know if any, but it'll be men watching this. I've been with, on dates with women, and the ex is calling numerous times, like, this dude, whoever, calling 20, and so you see these things, and you around them, and then maybe it's a friend or whatever, they telling you what they're going through. So I was very familiar with certain things, but then when I actually was reading the script, not only reading the script, had to bring this character to life. He helped me see myself, not everything about myself, but he just helped me see myself to the point. You never want to be that person ever in life to anybody, and not even just the violent part, just the mental, um, the mental aspect of domestic abuse, because domestic violence has a lot of levels, and mental abuse is almost even worse than physical abuse on both ends. So with this
Mhm.
film, some of the stuff I seen Damien do, um, it did. It bothered me a lot. It bothered me a lot, and I actually that's where my isolation came from, because just tapping into that, and then also releasing it to a place of, it's easy for someone to play a role that's them, but then when I playing a role that nobody likes this guy, nobody wants to, probably nobody in their right mind probably really honestly would want to play this role unless they really wanted to. With acting, it's an art, and the art is to display reality enough that it inspires, motivates, heals, and brings resolution to people's lives that are. So for me, I had to do what I needed to do to bring the reality of who Damien was to light, um, so that someone watching it ultimately could understand the process, or look at it and say, you know what, I ain't going. I can guarantee you this. There's a lot of people that are gonna watch this that they may separate from the person that they with, or they may be able to bring answers to what's going on, and stop what's going on. I don't wish
Exactly.
people to. I hope people don't break up, but the reality is, I can promise you that certain people will separate themselves from people because of this film.
Let me tell you, I think that's probably one of the main things that I would say Darrell probably would have wanted to happen. You got the same result. When people watch this, that they'll be able to start connecting like the wires in their brain and start saying, oh, my girlfriend, her dude be calling her like 30 times, back to back if she don't answer the phone. That's like some borderline, that's some creep stuff starting up. Like
Yeah.
females. Let me explain something to y'all, especially for the females who are not used to attention, right? It is not cute when a guy is blowing you up 30 times back to back. Men, it is not cute when a female is blowing you up back to back 30 times. That is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. That's something that you need to kind of check, figure out if this is something, because I only promise you it'll get worse. I promise you, it'll only get worse. It'll get worse. And it's like those little, like you said, Mark, little ways of mental games to kind of move a person to do and to think a certain way. Oh, well, you're gonna do this. And you're basically saying something to them to get them to do the opposite, which is what you want them to do anyway. You're like, who has time to live life thinking like that? Who
Yeah,
has
and
time?
when it comes to domestic abuse, the mental aspect always, it will definitely lead to physical. Um, and so I think it's a two-way street. Honestly, I've myself have been through anger management. Um, I've myself been through just different relationships that were maybe mentally abusive. To the point where, as though you might not know what you're dealing with as you're going. So some of the aspects of Damien, I was able to tap into the reality of things that I've experienced and seen. Um, but it's different levels to domestic abuse, and like you say, even if it's a woman per se that going through a guy phone or questioning him, or then it leads up to arguments, which can lead up to physical altercations. They
Yeah,
start somewhere before it gets to a physical altercation. It starts somewhere, and it's
exactly.
some. And honestly, as men, sometimes everybody should be mindful of what's happening. Like you say, the build up, whether it's you know. Like you say, calling 100 times, going through your phone, argument, fussing, that
Yeah.
leads up to something happening to where it's a physical altercation. We all should be mindful of this process and steps that'll lead up to something eventually physical happening.
Right, exactly. Now, on a lighter note, I think Elliot has been doing some research on your music. Is that right, Elliot? Did you look at any of his stuff that's coming out? Or Mark, do you want to tell us about it? What's going on with
Well,
you, Elliot?
I would love to hear Elliot's perspective first, and then
I listened to a couple of them. It's cool, man. Like you make some good music, man. I just look forward to hearing more. You know what I mean? Uh, that's real talent when you can do both. You know what I mean? So, you know, I definitely like to hear more music throughout the.
For sure.
absolutely, I
Mark, what's
appreciate.
the song that you just put out? Tell us about it.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I released a single called "Big Bankroll." Um, I have a single dropping April 1st called "Bad Guy." Um,
Okay, April Fools. All right.
April Fools, yes, April Fools. I have a single, "Bad Guy." I just released a few more singles. "Social Media Love." I released on February 14th. Marc Shyst, is a actor and a hip hop artist. Um, but when I came into the situation with 17 days, um, I didn't come into the situation making the awareness to anybody that I was a hip hop artist at all. My acting was the primal example, with the display of talent that I was using and displayed. But throughout becoming friends, more than just friends, brothers with Darrell, which is which is the director, and Jeff is the executive producer, and everybody, Cynthia, all the actors, we became family enough that of course, everyone found out eventually that I was a hip hop artist as well. So music is my heart and joy, and one of the ways that I express my emotions and talents through music. Um, so I definitely, all year long, you can expect new music, Elliot. Anybody that's viewing you, you can check my website, www.markshites.com, and just through my social media platforms. I definitely will be releasing music all year long. Most of the content will be in connection with the movie, or in connection with other visuals that I have coming out this year as well.
Cool beans. Also, what now? I've seen on your social media, like you said, go to at Mark Shyst, y'all. MarcShyst. You see it there on the screen. Now,
Yeah.
you have been in a plethora of series, movies. Tell us, where can we see some of your works?
April 25th, I actually did some background work with HBO with the series called "We Own This City" that was filmed in Baltimore. Um, I played a uh, I played a uniformed officer. So you can see me in a mini series, April 25th on HBO.
Hey,
And it's a mini series, so there'll be several episodes that you'll be able to see me. I actually had a great experience working with We Own the City and HBO. Um, yeah, it was a great experience. So you can see me there. Of course, 17 Days will be out in August. You can catch me there. And just the hustle and grind goes on to continue. I've been doing a few virtual auditions, and it's just one thing, about the entertainment industry and acting, music or whatever. But with acting, um, I shoot my shot just like everybody else, and I gotta, so I don't um, place myself above or better than anybody else. When it comes to an audition, we all have to shoot the same shot and perform and
true.
and 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 give your best that you can give, and let the doors open where they are meant to open for you. So you can expect to see me in a few things, but the HBO thing is coming up April 25th, and then of course our movie 17 Days will be out in August.
And then, but even in your past, though, you've gotten a lot of stuff out there. Y'all go to IMDb, Mark Scheist, and I mean, everything should be listed there for him.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed with your resume. You know, just going through. your timeline and just seeing all the experience. Because, like I said before, Elliot, this was my first time acting.
Yeah,
So for me to see, I'm on the set with guys like Marc Shyst and even with Miguel Nunez and Omar Good, and I'm like, I do not belong here. I'm like, like when you were in elementary school and they have an apple, or orange, and a baseball bat, and say which one don't belong. Yeah, I was the bat. So, so I was blessed though because, like you said, your gift will make room for you. Um,
Yeah.
and so, even though Elliot is in Stockton, California, his personality, I think he would be someone good on the screen as well. So, I know we have some other upcoming things that we're working on. I want to get on some other projects as well. I'm coming up to DC soon, Mark, so I'm gonna have to link with you. It'll be in the next couple of weeks. I'll be up there for a few days.
Please do. I anticipate you coming up. And look, we're gonna go to a go-go set. Let's go see Backyard or Junkyard.
I want, yes, of course. Those my people.
Yeah.
So G from
Yeah.
Backyard Band, his little baby girl, I met her at my child care facility when I lived up there.
Right.
And of course, that was many moons before The Wire, before any of this. In
Yeah.
fact, I was
Yeah.
from here living in, of course, when he walks in, everybody's like fanning out, and I don't even know who he is. I'm like, hey, you're tall. I didn't know anything about, go go. Man, I
Yeah.
addicted to go go now. Did you hear me? And I had a nerve
Yeah.
to listen to Chuck Brown at the Starbucks in Accokeek, Maryland one time.
Okay. Yeah. 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 G is a good friend of mine as well. Yeah, I would definitely be excited just to see you in Washington D.C. Since you definitely gave me a lot of hospitality in North Carolina. You're just a beautiful soul, period. And even though it was your first, you wouldn't be able to tell. I tell anybody, one of the hardest things for actors or actresses is to do acting is art imitating life. And we all live life and we all have our own experiences and perceptions through life. So whether it's Elliot or whether it's, anybody who lives life and can view life through their own perspective, I think we all have opportunity to, display that on camera in its most natural and peaceful and, just in its natural element of what life displays, so it can be done, if the opportunity is given to you.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And quiet as kept, Elliot is into music as well.
Yeah, I do a little something. It's been a minute, but I've been thinking about going back into it. You know what I mean? It's for the hobby.
yeah, absolutely. So what you do? Production?
You have to be so
I rap.
creative. Like,
Hey,
I
listen.
rap.
When it
You know what
comes
I'm saying?
to rapping, Elliot, for me, it's just we maturing with the audience, and it's to the point right now. I'm actually working on some children material right now, like because right now the gift or the art of rapping is used to cultivate and educate. Um, so yeah, brother, if you with the gift and talent, don't if you have it, Elliot, and it's in you, use it to your best. It's a million ways that it can be displayed outside of just rapping, doing music for songs, but it's a lot of different things. My kids look at YouTube. My younger kids help me figure out what's going on because they latch on to the new era so fast that you got to look at them and see what they listening to in order to figure out, what this generation, the update generation is doing,
Yeah, yeah, very true. I see what you're saying. I do.
Yeah.
I do rap, but it's like more like a grown folk situation. You know what I mean? Because we'll be older, so you got to talk about stuff that you're going through at your age. So I like to talk about that too. And it's very important, you know what I'm saying, to have more than one gun in rap. So that's also good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I got bars. Y'all want to hear my bars?
Go ahead.
Sure, yeah.
So, no, now I got scared. So anyway, I'll give y'all bars. Be on my bars. I got bars, man. I'm on the live with Marc Shyst. I got Elliot, who's to the top and right. We about to finish this live and take it down for the night because this is CT Connects on YouTube.
Hey.
All right, now.
Well, I am really, really enjoying myself. I have thoroughly enjoyed having this time with you guys. Leah, thank you so much for being, of course, as usual, an excellent co-host with me. And Mark Scheis, I am really, really thankful and I am blessed to have worked with you. I'm excited to see everything that God has for you as a Black man, as a father, as a son, as a friend, as a brother, as an actor. You know, just I asked that God would just open up doors for your career, that we could have examples of strong, not just Black men, but men, period, just showing, you know, the world that we can do it right and we can do whatever anybody else can do and we don't have to compromise, we can be real, you know. So I just ask that everybody go and follow Mark Price, go get his music, support him. You know, we are doing this movie, the 17 days movie is for the cause of domestic violence, y'all. What were you saying, Mark?
No, I think that was Elliot. I think that was Elliot
Oh,
said something.
I was just agreeing.
Oh, Elliot.
I was agreeing with what you were saying.
Oh, yeah. Listen, jump in. Anybody want to say anything? Y'all jump right on.
Well, I would like to thank you,
But
Cynthia,
yeah,
for having. I thank you, Cynthia, for having me. I commend you, sister, for your efforts. Of you are the entertainment business. You do a lot of stuff behind the scenes for the movie, for yourself. So you know, I've watched you wear multiple hats. And I just commend you as a sister, as a Black woman in this business, doing what you do, and you have my support 200%. And I appreciate you, you know, just creating platforms and, you know, staying creative about doing innovating things. So you have my support all the way around, Cynthia. Elliot, pleasure meeting you, brother. I do, Elliot. I feel like I know you because I know we follow each other on Instagram and stuff,
Yeah.
so I see your face all the time, daily, brother. So definitely stay in touch with me, Elliot. Anything I can help you with, I'm here for. And I
Most
pray for
definitely.
both. I pray for both of you as well. And I will tell you this: I look forward to coming back on with you, Cynthia, however amount of time, and just updating on your
absolutely.
platform, because God is definitely doing so many wonderful and great things. And um, if anybody knows me and follow me, then you know I've been blessed to live this life and to encourage God's people, no matter how hard it gets. I definitely was sent to encourage. So I definitely can tell you that I'm excited for myself to see the doors that He's opening, so that life is about living, and definitely finding a place of living in peace. So I look forward to just coming back and giving updates on the new stuff that's happening.
Yeah. Listen, anytime you shoot me a text or call me, hey, I want to come on the platform. You tell me when you want to come, because you are always welcome. And listen, if there's ever anything that I can do to assist you, I know with your music career and all that, you know, we have a lot of things that we are still putting together for the movie. But even outside the movie, if there's ever anything I can do, like I said, I'm coming up that way. In fact, you probably can help me. I have to tell you off live what it's about, but definitely I'm going to link up with you when I come out there. But again, anything you need from me, I'm here. And y'all make sure to follow Marc Shyst,
Please do.
MarcShyst. And
Yeah.
listen, EB Cookie, Elliot Nicholson, Elliot Big Top on Instagram, social media, or you might find him Top. So listen, I love you guys and everyone that's watching. As always, if no one told you today, listen, I love you. I love a lot. Do not permanent decisions are temporary emotion. Domestic violence is real. Mental health is real. But at the end of the day, reach out to me, reach out to us. We told you our Instagrams. These are all people who care. So make sure that you know you are not alone. And again, thank you guys so much for your time. And everybody, thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a really good evening. Bye.
All right now.
Right.
Okay, so I'm still here. Did Mark leave? Mark?
Yeah, I think he did.
Mark? Oh, wait. It said I ended.